Well, welcome to Sound Thoughts with Pastor Marvin McKenzie. Um, uh, this is July 15th, 2023. And I will notice, some of you will notice that I've changed the channel that I am doing my Sound Thoughts program on. I'm actually switching over to my church channel and kind of wanted to try to keep it so that I've got two channels. The one is more for church and spiritual things, and then I have a channel that I use more for health things having to do with my wife's cancer. I've got things that have to do with exercise and those sorts of things on that channel, and kind of more growing senior is what I kind of think of it on. And so I've been doing these programs, the Sound Thoughts programs, for a couple of months now, but I've been doing it on that other channel. And frankly, I've been doing it on it mostly because I was embarrassed to do it on this channel, and still sort of am. But I'm going to get over that a little bit and try to do this anyway and put it over onto this channel, just kind of to update on how things are going in life in general and spiritually and that type of a thing. Notice that the blue screen in the back, I've been working on a green blue screen and I haven't figured out how to make that work well. So how to switch it so that I've got a background behind there instead of just busy out the window, and so those sorts of things. And maybe they'll just stick with this blue screen and just leave it like that. It's not that distracting this way. We'll kind of share a little bit of a cancer update date. I was thinking today, though, I think of it more not like a cancer update date, but a chemo update. Because the fact of the matter is, as far as the surgeon knows, they removed all of Anita's cancer. And so what we're doing right now is chemotherapy to um, ensure that if any of the cancer cells escaped, that we can deal with them as best as possible, and to improve Anita's chances of no cancer recurrence from 80% back up to 90%. That's what we're working on with that. And so it's really more of a chemo update than a cancer update. She's doing real well. She's finished her first round of the Taxol after 8 weeks on the AC Red Devil. Now she's on the Taxol, and uh, first week has gone real well, remarkably, actually. Very little brain fog, except for the first day, maybe, and some maybe yesterday, a little bit, but not very much at all. And there has been some bone, like hip pain, and some of the stiffness. Tylenol has seemed to have taken care of that pretty well, and we're glad for that. Her red blood count was down for the 2 weeks in a row, but it does not seem to be much of a concern at this point. There's other than we're taking notice of it and wanting to do something about it. She's also been losing weight consistently throughout this chemo process. She's been losing weight. Part of that is probably to do with the fact that we have been doing intermittent fasting pretty seriously, and very serious about no sugars while she's on the chemotherapy, trying to allow her body to attack the cancer, allow the chemotherapy to attack any cancer cells that are there. What we understand is healthy body cells kind of go dormant when the body's in a fasting state, but the cancer cells do not. And so, because they're still the ones that are active, the dormant, healthy body cells in the fasted state are kind of more protected from the chemotherapy damage, where those cancer cells, because they're active and trying to grow, they're grabbing everything they can so that they can grow. Um, they take in more of that chemotherapy and kill it a little bit better. So we've been fasting and intermittent fasting, and they call it fasting mimicking, where she goes in with less than um, 50 calories, and for a period of about 20 hours before she goes into. So because of that, probably those things have to do with some of the weight loss. I think also some of it has to do with the fact that her body's having to fight this cancer, and so she needs, in order to maintain her weight, she would have needed to eat more calories. So what we've done at this point is we've added some protein shakes and some things to see if we can at least slow down the process of weight loss a little bit. Talk a little bit about tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be an unusual day at church. My son, Pastor Caleb, will not be preaching tomorrow night, so I'll be filling the pulpit tomorrow evening. I'm going to preach. My Sunday school lesson tomorrow will be uh, only God is God. Out of Jude chapter 1 and verses 24 and 25, only God is God. The Sunday morning message is going to have to do with standards. Lift up the standard. And then in the evening service, I'm going to be preaching out of the book of Psalms. Think about standards. I saw a video this week. It's produced by Ken Ham from Answers in Genesis, and I'm going to leave the link down below. It'll be in the descriptions if you want to watch. And then, so what he says in this, no wonder we're losing our kids. No wonder we're losing our kids when we teach them that the Bible is all stories, and we teach them these wonderful stories, and then they go to school and they learn the facts. Though historical facts are found in school, that we just got stories, good stories in the Bible. And we are accidentally training our children to believe the world system rather than believing the Word of God. Again, that link is down below. I just want to encourage you to take a look at that. And then matters of prayer, some things to be praying about. Pray for the leaders of our world and our nation, but also leaders in around the world. The Bible tells us to pray for them. First of all, to pray for all those that are in authority. Pray for those that are serving, that serve in the field of our protection. I'm thinking specifically about our police and our military. They've got a tough job to do, and sometimes they're not given much help from our country. And the people today's attitude toward police is pretty unpopular. So just be praying for those that are in those fields of public safety. Pray for those who are fighting cancer, and just keep them in prayer. That's a matter of real concern for me. I've learned about a good friend who is fighting cancer. Just this week he called, and he knows. He's been praying for Anita, and he said, "Man, I hesitate to even tell you this, but he has been um, diagnosed with cancer as well, and is they're looking right now for some alternatives. He needed to find a second opinion because the doctors where he's at weren't comfortable trying to surgically remove the tumor, and so they are looking for other hospitals and facilities that may feel like they can do that surgery." Be praying. We've got a good friend, Brother Mark Tangway from Astoria, probably one of my favorite guys in the world. And I spent about an hour one night this week just thanking God for Brother Tangway, and because he seemed to get it. 13 years of ministry in Astoria, but Brother Tangway may be he's not the only one, but close to the only one there who actually got what it was we were trying to preach and to teach while we're there. His wife Marty had a stroke, and she is in the hospital in Portland right now, and they're looking to see what types of things they can do to be to help her in the future. Be praying for Mark and Marty Tangway, if you will. And then I do have links that'll be found in the description, and they're going to point you to a lot of different sources, content that I've created. And I want to encourage you to take a look at some of those things and see if they're books, or if you can find my podcast and some of the things that I've done on Teespring that may be a blessing and a help to you. So this is all I'm going to do for today. And God bless you. If you live in the area and will be in church tomorrow, I look forward to that. And Lord bless all of you.